I wake up hearing all kinds of wild chatter on BPS. Let me be clear, there's no playing around with me when it comes to Black Peace Nation. I make moves over on JS, too. But here's the real question. Did she really hire people to go after Blueface and put his life in danger? How did Croc go from being obsessed with Blueface to allegedly wanting him dead? If you thought Croc was bluffing when she made threats against Blue, think again. Everything points to her being serious. Part of the chaos stems from her apparent disregard for her son's special moments, choosing instead to immerse herself in gang-related activity. People have long been skeptical whenever Croc aligned herself with different crews, mainly because she flips between the Bs and the Crips depending on her relationship with Blueface. It's this shifting loyalty that makes the situation so unpredictable, and it's also why some observers initially dismissed her affiliations as just posturing. But now, with threats reportedly escalating, it seems those early doubts may have been misplaced. Croc's behavior is being scrutinized not just for its recklessness, but for the potential danger it poses, raising serious questions about how personal vendettas and gang ties intersect, and how quickly obsessions can turn deadly in this world. Not too long ago, while getting dragged online by Hoodbino, Croc claimed she was a B. But before that, she had insisted she was a Crip, declaring she wasn't just an internet gangster, she was living that life for real. She even explained that she switched affiliations depending on her personal connections, moving away from Crips to align with the Bloods. Then, as soon as Blueface came back into the picture, she flipped again, returning to the Crip side, leaving people questioning whether she was a blue-nosed or a red-nosed pit. The situation escalated after Blueface left her just days after his release to pursue a relationship with Hazel E, which reportedly infuriated Croc. In response, she reverted to being a B, and while many shrugged off her team hopping as the choice of a grown woman, the real issue went far beyond shifting allegiances. Croc allegedly started making serious threats against Blueface, even going as far as leaking his address so his associates could potentially harm him. By this stage, the situation had grown far more serious than a simple game of loyalty or online posturing. What might have once seemed like a quirky habit, switching gang affiliations on a whim, boasting about allegiances in videos or posts, had escalated into a real-world threat. Croc's behavior, driven by personal grudges and the ongoing drama with Blueface, was no longer just performative. It had tangible consequences. Her obsession and anger, amplified by social media attention, blurred the line between digital theatrics and physical danger. The constant shifting from one crew to another initially appeared harmless, perhaps even amusing to outsiders who interpreted it as bravado or attention-seeking. But as the timeline unfolded, it became evident that this pattern wasn't just for clout. Croc's threats toward Blueface, including sharing sensitive information such as his address, illustrated how online conflict can quickly spill over into reality. What began as petty rivalry and jealousy transformed into potential criminal behavior, showing how unchecked emotions combined with social influence can escalate matters exponentially. Moreover, the stakes were amplified by the presence of other individuals aligned with the crews she claimed loyalty to. This meant that her personal vendettas weren't contained. They involved larger networks of people who could act on her impulses. Every post, every claim of allegiance, carried with it the risk of sparking violent encounters. In essence, this saga underscores a crucial point. In today's digital age, the line between online persona and real-life action is dangerously thin. What starts as social media dramatics can evolve into genuine threats, proving that obsession, anger, and personal grudges, when amplified by platforms and communities, can escalate quickly and, sometimes, with potentially devastating consequences. Croc reportedly wasn't just venting online. She was actively threatening Blueface's life, repeatedly saying he wouldn't live long if he continued clashing with her or mistreating their son. She even allegedly shared his home address, turning personal anger into a very real danger. And shockingly, this wasn't the first time she made such threats. Insiders claim it was actually the second. Her anger seems relentless, fueled by perceived disrespect and betrayal, and she's made it clear she expects consequences for anyone who crosses her. During one of her rants, Croc referenced past incidents of violence and danger surrounding her circle. She brought up Ronnie, her ex-boyfriend, who was fatally shot shortly after publicly challenging her claims about Junior's paternity. He had sought a paternity test, which she allegedly refused, and soon after, he was killed. Rumors suggest Croc may have mobilized people from her gang connections to carry out retaliatory action, hinting at a history of serious real-world consequences tied to personal conflicts. Adding another layer to the story, Croc's current partner is reportedly affiliated with the B team, giving her direct ties to gang activity. When asked about her shifting allegiances and whether she could be trusted, he described her as smooth and clever, noting that she has never given him reason to doubt her loyalty, but acknowledging that navigating these affiliations requires constant awareness. Taken together, these events illustrate how Croc's personal vendettas, gang ties, and volatile relationships have created a situation far beyond social media drama. What might have seemed like erratic behavior or team hopping at first now reads as calculated, dangerous, and potentially deadly, blurring the line between online antics and real-life threats. Croc clearly has a reputation for stirring trouble, and as she's proven time and again, you've got to know who not to mess with. Allegedly, she was put in a tricky position by Blueface, having to navigate between Crips and Bloods without full knowledge of the stakes, a dangerous game in itself. Fast forward to just a few days ago at the premiere of Baddies, and tensions boiled over. Reports indicate that Blueface and his manager, Whack 100, intervened to prevent Croc and her partner from entering the event. Her man, a well-known B, reportedly showed up with a sizable entourage of about 20 other members, all affiliated with the same set. Given Croc's recent threats against Blueface, it's easy to see why he would perceive this as a potential setup, either an ambush or an attempt to incite chaos. The situation escalated further when Croc tried to gain access, only to be blocked at the door. Frustration boiled over, with her publicly venting about being denied entry despite showing up as planned. She insisted she was simply there to do her thing and make money, but the incident underscored the ongoing tension between her, Blueface, and their overlapping networks. What started as a celebrity appearance quickly turned into a high-stakes standoff, revealing how Croc's volatile behavior, gang affiliations, and personal grievances continue to create real-world consequences. It's a stark reminder that behind the social media posts and public antics lies a tangled web of loyalty, threat, and reputation. One misstep could escalate things far beyond a simple confrontation. In essence, what seemed like a minor drama at a premiere highlighted how quickly personal conflicts can escalate when social media, gang affiliations, and public appearances intersect, and how decisive management and foresight can prevent chaos from turning deadly. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Croc was actually trying to put Blueface in serious danger? Drop your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. And if you want more of the chaos, don't miss out. Click here to watch another video diving deep into this messy situation.